Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to another edition of the MCN. This is your Wednesday edition. Again, it's been a week, I must admit, with some of the stuff that's happened to me personally. Thank you very much as well to everybody with the kind words of sentiment. As yeah, it's been a week. It really has been a week. Any case, we've got a show to do. We've got lots to cover in this community. So let's get into it. And we start with Deathless Pieces. But before that, just a reminder that the Potion and Revive bundle is ending today. I've grabbed, that's why my units have gone down. I grabbed a few of these and yeah, it's just like important to kind of like, you know, top up those level 3 revives, especially if you're a non-spending player of the game like myself. But in any case, Deathless Pieces. They have now entered in and they are pricey. They're not ridiculously pricey. I did think Kabam would price them extensively higher, but they haven't. So these are the 7-star Deathless Sword Shard Selectors and as well the one for the 6-star, which is not as expensive. Again, 10,000 units, not too bad compared with, of course, like what's that? That's 15,000 units. I still plan to get it done without having to spend any units. Those units I need right now will be to top up towards the Act 8.4 deals, which is likely going to be something that drops in April. I think that's when the content comes out for that. So I'm going to need my units for that. I think a lot of other people are going to be needing exactly the same. Of course, there are some people that have kind of like mentioned that, you know, they're not happy about that with this player saying I'm not spending 10k on more units until I physically see the Deathless content rewards in game. So whether or not that's a case of they want to see the end goal of everything, that's down to you at the end of the day. These are, of course, our rare champions. And look, if you want to get them, I would recommend doing them for free. Or had, obviously, past tense, go back in time and do the one that's is ending victory track going into Gladiator Circuit. Down to you on that one. But yeah, I don't think they're that bad. I thought Kabam actually were doing them at 10,000 units a piece. But what are your thoughts? Do you think they're too expensive? Are you just going to get them for free? Do you not care? Are you not happy with how you see the Guillotine Deathless build? Now moving quickly on to the Winter of Woe, which starts today, as well as new content. Of course, you know, here in the channel we're covering loads of things, guides. I still got to work on the guide for, you know, side quest, objectives, solo event. Then we'll have the at the weekend we'll have the Lunar New Year event. So it's going to be very busy here on the channel to cover a lot of stuff, and I'll try and get you as much as possible info wise and coverage, especially when things go right and when things go wrong. But the Winter of Woe, as a lot of you know, is available to Paragon and as well Valiant with different and varying types of objectives. And here's a runtime of it. That's going, the Spring of Sorrow will be in May, July, then it'll be Summer of Suffering, August to October, and then it's going to be November to January for Autumn of Agony, which kind of isn't seasonal, but it kind of is. Our first objectives coming up are going to be as follows. This is them right here. You're going to have, for those that are Valiant, you're going to have to do part 1 of the quest with the champion tagged as Sinister 6. That could be pretty nasty depending on the type of champion you face off against. I'm going to quick check into my champion section, and clicking on the tags is it's going to find myself some options, which I don't know if I'm going to like. It might be a case that you have to rerun it multiple times, and it could also mean as a Valiant player you have to rank up some champions. Not the end of the world, but you never know with the level of difficulty and stuff. So Scorpion could be an option to kind of like do a lot or not enough. And as well, trying to do do you remember, guys, like doing the regular thing where we used to kind of go like, okay, well, what's a robot that's Gamma, or robot that's Sinister 6? And I don't actually think we can double dip on the tags, because it's like going, okay, well, if I go, robot, actually, funny enough, I nearly didn't type then. Oh, I had it there, silly me. But yeah, robot and Sinister 6. No, that doesn't work out. That doesn't work out. Like, you were trying to like, you're trying to double dip a little bit and go, okay, robot, Gamma. Look, that's what we used to do, but I don't know if that's overly going to be the case. Obviously, that's a bad example, but you know what I mean when I kind of say that we've got to. I don't think we can double dip as much, and you'll basically be repeating it like 3 times. Which, get those revives, people, or do the one shot. But there you go. The content is coming at you thick and fast, and the further you go, the more you want to grab that King Groot Deathless piece, and then maybe another one that's coming at a later date. I can't remember where we're up to with pieces on them. Have we got 2? So that'd be the 3rd, and then we need a 4th and a 5th. So whatever. But there's still some nice stuff on it on offer for us to have. So positive with that one starts today. Now let's move on to the Titan Crystal Saga. Some things that went right and things that went wrong. Of course, there are a lot of questions we'll go over. Some scuff as well, when people thought something was available but was not. Of course, this was posted by Charles a little while ago. By the way, just to point out, like, Charles has taken down this infographic, and that's because, you know, he's kind of went, well, look, this wasn't right, and he went to obviously, you know, put it right. So, you know, if someone's put it right, just double check, because he has taken it down since on the matter. So I think a lot of people got a little bit confused by this, and, you know, it happens. Kabam Jax said the list wasn't created by our team. This is the official list. That's the list at the Titan. Because I think some people had some kind of difference of opinion of like who should be within it, and under the thought process, which was Bullseye, Red Skull, White Tiger, Thing. Thing is a 7-star. Oof. Xerxes is 7-star. Oof. And one I really want is Onslaught as a 7-star, but we'll see what happens with that. I'm very happy with my roster at the moment, but it needs to be developed and ranked up in various places. But as well, ask the question, is there a date when Starkey will arrive, as well as Massacre? And the answer is, well, no. Spider-Man 2099. Oh, I'd love that one. Where do people get the impression Spider-Man 2099, Stark, Spidey, and Massacre were coming to the Crystal? People saw the new 7-star in December update and naturally assumed that it's going into the Titan Crystal. I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? You know, where this, content creators that didn't know any better putting their ideas in everyone's head. Who's done that? Who's done that? Naughty. No. It's just a case of, like, if there's a mistake and something maybe was put out, like, you can't take it back because then people have seen it. Same for me. Like I forgot to mention. I mentioned on Monday, bloody 11 PM, and I'm saying that, oh, you know, they've taken down Alliance Quest. No, they hadn't. Our Alliance don't enlist for those days, so we've already done it. We've done the enlistment part. So I was like, oh, that's silly. But it's like, I can't take it back. I've done the video now, so I can mention it now, but only a certain amount of people will see it to go, oh, Rich made a mistake. Oh, I get it. Rather than going like, actually, I think you'll find, as many people did say, actually, I think you'll find that it's this. And it's like, yeah, I know, I made a mistake, but you can't take it back. That's the thing about YouTube. You can't kind of like do a little kind of like edit to kind of make any change whilst it's live. You can edit to cut stuff out, but there you go. Right, bit of an answer from Kabam Jax on the subject. I understand why some may have drawn the conclusion that these champions would have been added to the Titan Crystal. It makes sense. It makes sense to me, but remember that the official announcement, the official source of the truth, will be through official channels, i.e. the in-game crystal contents or social media posts. I love to see the excitement of summoners attempting to predict who comes next and the hype around that process, but please temper expectations to align with official release cadence and information. For full transparency, this hasn't changed at any step of the process. These crystals were set a long time ago and never varied. I'm not sure why the additional unaccounted for 7 stars were added to the roster, but that doesn't mean anything nefarious is happening behind the scenes. TLDR, official information comes through official channels. So there you go. That kind of like is a bit of an answer on that particular subject. Anyway, there's been a few more other things for the Titan Crystal. I mean, here's like another example. Contest of news is open. Both my Titans, but first one said hero not found. Who was it? Did end up with Photon and Kashala's, but who was my first champion? And that's the problem, because you open it and we're like, well, I need to find out who was my other champion. I opened them. Where is it? Where is my where's my champions? Kabam Jax, of course, responded to say we're looking at this right now for an account from the content creator program. So somebody in the CTP had something similar happen. Looks like the route of this opening crystal before updating to the most recent build of the game in the App Store. And it looks like it turns out an error and refunds your shards. Make sure to update your game before opening. So make sure to update your game before opening. Some people may not have the update. I always try and run the update. I don't know, maybe some people are skeptical about it. Those particular things. Refunded? No, the thing, it's not about being, well, is it refunded? I don't think it's refunded. That's funny in any case. Like, yeah, I'm not happy with my champion. I want a refund. I want a refund. So I don't know. Maybe I would have liked that Titan crystals to be instead be like a Titan selector, and you get to choose a certain amount of champions. That would be really cool. But I don't think it's in Kabam's inclination to do that. Anyway, Kabam Jack says, I'm sorry to see you've had some unhappy RNG time. Maybe it's worth reiterating because this isn't the only place I've seen this today. Titan crystals haven't never been labelled as a place to get the newest or most powerful 7-star champions. No, but that's the thing. It's treated like a featured. And a lot of free-to-play players do target featured 6-stars to elevate, improve, and grab new champions. Otherwise, they couldn't afford to spend the money that other people do to acquire some of the new champions, like Onslaught, White Tiger. And I'm sure people go spending money for Dust and Ironheart because they are fantastic champions and can be very effective in stuff like Necropolis. But they are the first opportunity to get most champions when they are newly released as a 7-star. Titan crystals are also an important piece in the pie in allowing summoners to more specifically target their intended champ. Really? I don't think that's the case. Having a smaller pool from... well, yeah, but then that's the same thing saying about loyalty crystals and incursion crystals. That's a smaller pool, isn't it? Than that. I don't know. I missed the opportunity. I missed the opportunity for a 7-star featured. I know Titan crystals are meant to be that, but I don't know. I kind of feel a bit hollow about the whole thing. But there you go. I think that's it on that matter. Right, and just quickly moving on to Mephisto in New Incursions. Of course, it was mentioned in the forum post that Mephisto play some kind of like part because it was part of the cut list, and instead he has appeared. He is appearing on everybody's radar. So when it came to the forum post, it was like, yeah, Kabam Jack said, chat with the team about Mephisto being on the scratch list and also the theming list they mentioned. We're leaving Mephisto in as a regular encounter defender for the Lunar New Year event. He doesn't have the possibility to be a final boss, so he will always be avoidable. He also will only spawn in theme zones. Due to these limiting factors, we decided he would be fine to remain in the Lunar New Year pool. After this release, he will be completely gone from the pools. So that's, I don't know, it's a bit disappointing to kind of face off against that. Even worse, because I think if you look carefully in this particular image, let's bring it to kind of like enlarge. What's that? Unavoidable Mephistos. That's gutting. That is absolutely gutting. Like you cannot win going against that. That's dire. So I feel sorry for this player. I think this is very bad. Again, RNG, the topic of RNG, very bad. And sorry to see this form of RNG, because it could scupper the experience of going further into it. That's spending units to get out of that problem. Sorry to Ash Saka. You know, not great to see this. Filthier, man. Filthier. And now we're going to end on Mastery Point. An extra Mastery Point? What the heck is that all about? Well, this one is, again, another bit of interesting thing. This was dropped yesterday. Recently, a player reported having received an additional Mastery Point. Obviously, I don't see it too much here, but I think it is. And you kind of think, is this to do with Necropolis? Well, maybe not. Like, it's kind of odd. As this player says, are you talking about... the one in Necropolis? He has 61. I have 60 with Necropolis. Same for me. I should check. Why do my due diligence, Richard? Like how many points do you have? 14. Yeah. Oh no, I've got an extra point. What? I've now got an extra point, and I haven't changed my masteries around. That's very strange. That's very strange. Yeah. Weird. Huh. Well, there you go. Everyone might have it at the moment. This is... I like that someone at NR is like, first of all, going to probably someone conned a remote support tech during overnight hours into resetting their Necro completion status and ran Necro again and was able to get the extra point again. Was otherwise thinking similar, but with the Act 4 completion status. If you remember, we've been covering some bloody ages. But I think this has been... somewhat resolved. Have one in my alliance who suddenly has 61 points, and one of my friends hasn't done Necropolis at all, and he's suddenly sitting on 60 points. Interesting, so strange. Obviously, thankfully, Kabam Jax comes to our aid to give us some further information. The team is very aware of this and is actively working to resolve it. It's a knock-on effect from attempting to get out missing mastery points post Act 4/5 revamp, as many are aware. This has been a long, frustrating process. Both the game team and the impacted players. It's resulted in working on a very historied old framework of a game that almost a decade old. Oh god. The team will work to revert the accounts with the additional point and will continue to attempt to navigate distributing the missing points to the impacted accounts. So good news for those that have had that issue, because it's been a long road to get that resolved. And it says, I absolutely understand the frustration around these missing mastery points. Thank you for your patience thus far. So I'm well done, Kabam, for kind of like finally getting that. And that's been a show for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day, whatever you're doing, and keep locked to the channel for coverage of the new update, which will be dropping later on today. We'll be doing guides, event quest guides, Paragon guides, Winter of Woe guide. Anyway, thanks for watching. Check out some other content located on screen, and I'll see you all soon. Much love and goodbye for now.